SmackDown did it again. They didn't disappoint. They didn't quite knock it out of the park, but they didn't disappoint.
Yeah, not quite as good as last week's.
No.
But are they still on the correct path? Absolutely.
We're still A-okay with SmackDown. Now, the couple things, I guess, we weren't as impressed with on SmackDown or disappointed in was pretty much they just led us astray. Like, we were excited for Kurt Hawkins to show up.
Yeah.
And he technically did because he hadn't actually been on SmackDown before.
And he had sort of a vignette where he actually gave out his own Kurt Hawkins facts.
Yeah. And said that SmackDown Live will soon have to face the facts. So, he's got a catchphrase, he's got a gimmick, he looks the same as he did before he left, except he's got a beard.
And he likes to talk through his ass.
Yeah, the little counterclockwise thing. That was a thing. Let's see, what else wasn't...
That was it for me, really.
Yeah, I guess that was really the only disappointing thing. Okay, the one thing that kind of fell flat was Baron Corbin destroyed Apollo Crews before they could have a rematch from Backlash. And while the referees were checking on Apollo Crews, we find out that Jack Swagger is now officially on SmackDown because his Raw contract has run out. He did a promo. Baron Corbin walked away. People are still behind the We the People thing, but I felt like he was trying so hard through the rest of his promo to be a new, reinvigorated Jack Swagger. And it did help wearing jeans, a black t-shirt, and a baseball cap.
Backwards, though.
Oh.
Because of 90s.
Well. Yeah. It's like Limp
We the People, dude.
Put a Z in your name and it makes it sound intense.
Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
Can I give my biggest disappointment?
Sure.
I'm not one to normally nag on this guy. But John Cena.
Really?
You've been missing since SummerSlam, where you lost clean to AJ Styles, but for some reason now you're entitled to be part of the championship match of the upcoming pay-per-view.
Well, he's a 15-time world champion.
Still. Let's at least a number one contenders match. Last match I saw you win was because Big Show fell off the rope that broke.
Maybe that was a number one contenders match.
I doubt it, because that involved the Big Show.
He's a former champion too.
Yeah, I guess, but
we'll delve more into the John Cena thing because
yeah.
that was the overarching storyline throughout the night. Heath Slater got to sign his contract.
Hell yeah, and then he got to wrestle the Ascension.
Yeah, I was so excited for them to actually do something with the Ascension. And then the Ascension fucked up that double team, and I was like, never mind, you can keep them as jobbers. I was like, the one thing that would have stood out from their side of the match, and they fucked it up. It was...
Now the most exciting thing the Ascension did was new face paint.
Yeah. And actually have a match for the tag team titles.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Victor Connor, you only had one job. And you fucked it up.
And Victor got gored. And Rhino and Heath Slater are still the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, after Connor tried to gore the ring post.
You know, that gore to the ring post was more effective than that double team they tried. Where Victor pretty much just almost accidentally landed on Heath Slater. Might want to work on that one a little bit.
Yeah, I honestly can say that I have no idea what that was supposed to actually be.
I think it was because
like Connor lifted him up sort of on it, off to the side of himself, and so I was just like, okay, this is a move I don't think I've ever seen before. And then it turned out that it was right. I had never seen that before.
Well, neither had the Ascension. They're just like,
I had never
what if
seen...
we try this? Let's see what happens. Oh, shit, we fucked it up.
I've never seen a failed Uranagi slam into an awkward drunk sex pose.
I think there was supposed to be some sort of... it was supposed to be a knee from Victor into some sort of power move from Connor. I don't know how it was supposed to work. It didn't. And that's the moral of the story. And the Ascension are still jobbers. But in other tag team action, we had the Usos defeat the Hype Bros again.
Yeah, the Usos defeating the Hype Brothers.
You actually got to see them win over Mojo Rawley this time.
Yeah, that's a plus.
But that's just because Zack Ryder's leg was already messed up from Backlash, so...
Yeah, and within the first 2 seconds of the match, Zack Ryder decides to jump off the second rope over Jimmy Uso and land as if his good knee was going to hold up.
And he lands, he's like, oh, fuck, I messed up. And then Jimmy does or it might have been Jay, does the shoulder to the knee that flips Ryder over, and it was a downhill slope for the Hype Bros at that point, because then their only hope was Mojo Rawley.
Not a good showing for the Hype Brothers.
You're gonna keep running with that, aren't you?
Thank you, JBL.
We had
eventually the Usos are gonna be in trouble when Alpha comes back, though.
The Alphas. We had The Miz put over the fact that he's still the Intercontinental Champion. He's held the title longer than, I think he said, 140 different champions. Or 140 different reigns or whatever, which include Triple H, Pat Patterson, and Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler came out.
And he's like, bro, you totally cheated. So let's just do a match where it's just you and me. We got no one on the outside. We got no foreign objects, nothing. Just one-on-one wrestling. And you can prove that you're not a coward. And then Maurice is like, hang on a second. You're telling me that you won another match against The Miz. Then The Miz told everyone to shut up. Daniel Bryan said he wasn't going to shut up. And that Ziggler was going to get a rematch. But The Miz is like, no, I'm calling the shots now because I want a new contract. He's still running with that new contract thing. He wants renegotiate. He said Daniel Bryan's not getting anything he wants until The Miz gets what he wants. So then him and Maurice just bail out of the ring, that was one of the most awkward things. Is you have the general manager make his entrance, start making a match, get in the ring, and then the other person leaves, and the segment ends. And it was just, I didn't realize Miz had that much power as the Intercontinental Champion.
Well, I mean,
he can just end a segment where one of the bosses is involved.
Yeah. All right. I'd say it's Maurice, really, but
it might be. I mean, I'd let Maurice dictate what I did. I wouldn't fight.
Well, she's into that.
It's true. We'll talk about that later. I mean, me and Maurice, not you and me, because that'd be weird. Right? Speaking of ladies, we had a fatal 5-way of all the ladies who didn't win the...
Fatal 5-pack challenge of doom.
All the ladies who didn't win the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Back at it again, looking to be the first person to get a shot at Becky Lynch and her newly won championship.
Spoiler alert, 4 of them still didn't win.
What? Are you telling me that 4 people couldn't win one match?
Yeah.
Shit.
That'd be shitty odds if it was a tag team match.
It's true.
The referee would have to win.
Still a really good match. All the ladies came to play again, which is
weird because that's the Miz's theme song.
Not come to play again.
But it's the same song every single time it comes out, so it's kind of like again.
My brain hurts. I love the fact that we get consistency out of these girls. That, I mean, the big...
I'm going to be real here. In the women's division in WWE right now, the only thing that's not consistent are Charlotte's promos.
Yeah, go back to our Raw review for that one. I love the fact that it felt like Raw had the star power.
Mm-hmm.
And SmackDown,
SmackDown wanted to take that away from Raw, I think. SmackDown was like, okay, so you put Sasha and Charlotte, and at the time Paige, on Raw because they're super popular. Okay, well let's put a bunch of other women over here on SmackDown, and the women on SmackDown go, oh yeah, we're going to be as popular as the girls on Raw because we're going to start kicking ass.
Yeah, and I mean...
And they do.
You know, no disrespect to people like Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke, who's working on her stuff, and Nia Jax, but they're just not at the same level as people like Becky Lynch and Natalya and Naomi and Nikki Bella and Alexa Bliss, and even at some points, Carmella is working on her shit. So the fact that we have 6 women who are consistently good, and we've only got 3 women who are consistent on all of their stuff out of the 6 or 7 they have on Raw, SmackDown is definitely keeping the attention on their women's division.
Yeah, I can't wait till Eva Marie gets back.
I actually forgot that she was on SmackDown. You ruined it. But let's make it better. Let's make it better because this match was great. Everyone got their shit in. Everyone had good moments. It was good back and forth action. Not really, focusing on anyone specifically.
Yeah, what I really enjoyed about this match is that they portrayed the sense of urgency really well.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
gets missed a lot in multiple person matches.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't get very many matches in WWE that are more than like a triple threat.
Yeah,
like that seems
and
to
the
be
occasional fatal four.
That like triple threat seems to be their comfort zone, where it's like, okay, we want more than 2.
Yeah, and then they raise the stakes with a fatal 4-way.
And they even get nervous at that. But when you have the rule where it's 1 fall to a finish,
yeah,
you really need that sense of urgency with all the people trying to get the match over with as fast as they can.
Absolutely. And
everyone else having to be aware of when someone else is about to win.
Yeah, no, and like we were kind of complaining about how they kept breaking up pinfalls at Backlash when it was elimination style. It wasn't bad for the match, but they kept that same type of urgency in this match where it was necessary.
Yeah.
Breaking up pinfalls, breaking up submissions is absolutely necessary when there's only 1 fall. And the ladies kept up the momentum all the way through the match. Still super exciting to watch. And so we have a moment where Natty takes out Naomi on the outside by blocking a sliding dropkick and then smashing her face on the stairs. Then as Natty's walking away, Nikki grabs her and tosses her into the barricade. So they're both down. Nikki gets in and has like a battle with Alexa, trying to hit some sort of superplex or top rope move or whatever it was. Eventually, Nikki gets Alexa up on her shoulders, is trying to set up for the TKO. Turns around into a super kick from Carmella. Carmella goes down for the pin, but Alexa was still aware of what was going on. Tosses Carmella to the outside, pins Nikki Bella, and Alexa Bliss is the #1 contender.
The first ever #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
That is fantastic. The fact that they are, bypassing the... here's another... You didn't watch Talking Smack. I did because I watched SmackDown earlier while he was at work. But Alexa Bliss was on Talking Smack. And so now she talks about how, not only is she the #1 contender, but she beat the longest reigning Divas champion to get there. And now she's going to have the pleasure of taking the championship off of the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. So she's already got like this really good aggressive fire that she's using.
Well, she's always had it. It's what they call being #blissed off.
Yeah. And it comes with a resting bliss face, which I like Alexa Bliss. She's doing good stuff. I'm excited to see her versus Becky for the championship. No Mercy is going to be good.
It's going to have matches.
Yeah, that one specifically. And I think that is it, other than Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, Randy Orton cut a promo.
Yeah, called out Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's like,
yeah, Randy, I heard your promo. and I'm on the Tron. But look behind you, because I'm not on the Tron. I'm actually on the commentator's table.
Now look behind you. Look at me. Now look behind you. It's Eric Rowan. I'm no longer here. He did an Old Spice commercial.
Yeah.
But apparently Eric Rowan is still hanging out with Bray Wyatt. Though he did get hit with an RKO, so they might break them up again for another 3 weeks. Not sure.
Well, you know what happens when Bray Wyatt tries to make a distraction so Eric Rowan can attack Orton from behind, only to get taken out with an RKO? Makes Eric Rowan the sacrificial lamb.
And it doesn't get better than that. The overarching storyline, which we're going to talk about now. AJ Styles comes out. He's the new WWE champion.
And not only is he the face that runs the place, but he's the champ that runs the camp. Because he's introducing an all-new season of Camp WWE on the WWE Network.
Probably not.
No?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, he was gonna be in this segment that makes the main event for No Mercy.
Yeah. Which makes a little bit more sense than him being in Camp WWE. But, I don't know.
It's the spin-off Camp TNA.
No. No one needs that show.
It's the TNA cabin.
It's just going to end up costing a lot of money that no one's going to get paid for. And it's going to be... Eventually, Billy Corgan's going to be a part of it. And things are going to get deleted. We don't need that. Let's just...
This is in the Pandora the other day, and Smashing Pumpkins song came on. And I went, huh! I forgot they were a thing. Now that he's doing wrestling, I guess.
I forgot you were a thing because your lead singer's doing wrestling stuff.
You know, it's just... It's one of those weird things where you forgot, like, you just forget about something, and then, like, the song popped on, and I was like, oh, I do remember this song from 20 years ago.
Dating yourself.
Hey, Smashing Pumpkins were in the 90s.
I know.
It's not actually dating myself. That'd be weird.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, just treat yourself right. You'd be okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, AJ.
It's okay to date yourself.
AJ is, obviously confident. He's, he beat John Cena at SummerSlam. He beat Dean Ambrose at Backlash. He's the WWE champion. He's hot shit.
And here comes John Cena and Dean Ambrose.
John Cena's like, hey, you have something that belongs to me and I want it back.
Here's your armband.
Cool, but you have something else that, guess what? It's been a while, now I want it back. And that's
Whip my dick out.
No, it's the WWE, it's what's covering your dick. That'd be the WWE Championship. And AJ's like, but I beat you at SummerSlam. Why would I give you a title shot? And then Dean Ambrose comes out and goes directly at AJ is like, you made the biggest mistake of your life on Sunday. Because now, not only did you take the title from me, but you kicked me in the jewels to do it.
Yeah, you do not kick Dean Ambrose in the Huevos Rancheros.
Because that makes him your enemy. And things don't go well when Dean Ambrose is your enemy.
Yeah, and just to think, he wasn't his enemy beforehand.
Yeah.
They were actually frenemies.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose didn't have an issue with AJ Styles until he kicked him in the nuts. But
Do
apparently...
not kick Dean in the ding-ding.
Apparently, John Cena has a big fucking problem with Dean Ambrose. And he swings Dean Ambrose around and he's like, hey, you know what? I think we just proved that you don't have balls. And he's just like, where did all this animosity for Dean Ambrose? Like, John Cena's just like sitting at home for weeks after SummerSlam going, fucking Dean Ambrose. He's just like losing his mind.
That's the other thing I don't understand, because like he almost like tries to give AJ Styles a pass for kicking Dean in the balls.
A little bit.
He's like, oh, well, you dropped him on his balls on the top rope 2 weeks ago. So fucking what? AJ got a kick in the balls the week before.
AJ shouldn't have.
They were tied up as far as balls were concerned.
And then AJ kicked him in the nuts again.
Yeah, so if anything, you should be saying like, hey Dean, why don't you kick him in the nuts real quick, and then I'll get on both your cases.
And then we'll call it even. And so then
John Cena is so concerned about their nuts.
But then Dean goes, okay, you have no right to be talking to me. I don't care what you say. I don't care who you think you are, because all you are to me is a lazy part-timer. And the crowd went, oh shit. And then Dean did the thing that you don't do to John Cena, because John Cena got on The Rock's case for doing this. It's like, you should just go do movies and TV shows and all that stuff because you can't keep up in the ring. And Cena's just getting increasingly more angry. Luckily, Shane McMahon comes out and goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we're gonna chill out. We're gonna chill out. AJ, I thought you would have been a little bit more professional and tried to actually win the championship clean, especially after you beat John Cena clean. So, here's what we're going to do. You're going to defend the championship against John Cena and Dean Ambrose in a triple threat match at No Mercy.
Hey, there's 2 matches for No Mercy now.
So, everybody gets what they want.
Sure, except for me.
Then Shane's like, but tonight we need something different to happen. And
yeah.
Since John and Dean hate each other so much, we're going to make them a tag team.
Yeah, besties.
And they're going to face AJ Styles, and AJ, you get to pick your partner. So, AJ spends the rest of the night trying to find a tag team partner.
First he tries Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin's like, I'd rather be your opponent for the championship, plus I got a match with Apollo Crews, and he walks away.
Yeah, so basically, give me your belt or fuck off.
Yeah. Then he finds Kane, and he's like, the phenomenal one. Devil's favorite demon. Like, we should be a thing. It was a little bit more menacing than that. But yes, Kane laughed and walked away. And AJ's like, fuck, now what do I do? And he happens to be walking through the backstage where Danny Bryan's like, hey,
find a partner yet?
Guess you just couldn't find one. Luckily, we've set up a partner for you.
Which is what Shane said would happen.
Yeah. If AJ couldn't find one, Daniel Bryan already had one in mind. And it just so happened to be James Ellsworth. For those of you that don't remember the name James Ellsworth, he was the first jobber.
Yeah, he was the original Braun Strowman squash match.
So, apparently, judging by James and Jack Swagger, if things don't work out on Raw, just go to Smackdown.
It's, as Jack Swagger said, it's the land of opportunities.
Yeah, and James Ellsworth is now going into the main event of SmackDown, teaming with the WWE Champion to take on John Cena and Dean Ambrose.
So, you go from being squashed by Braun Strowman to being in the ring with the 3 top guys of SmackDown.
That's a pretty big jump.
Especially when you look like a humanoid version of puberty.
Yeah. The no jaw thing freaks me out. I can't even do it. I have so much of a jaw, and he does not, that I just get more chins. That's all that happens. No.
So he looks like you took a bad cartoon character and brought it to life.
He looks like Eddie.
Eddie?
From Ed, Ed and Eddie?
A little bit.
Like, just really, like, lank, and then just neff. All of his face
it makes me think of, like, Homer Simpson. Because Homer Simpson doesn't really have a jaw. He's just got, like a rounded head with what looks just like a hamburger smashed onto his face. And that's his mouth section.
He's a live action Simpsons character.
Yeah, because if you haven't watched The Simpsons, the people on that show, a lot of them are really oddly proportioned.
And they're yellow.
And tons of them have overbite.
Yeah.
This guy...
He's a sensation, though.
He is. He got kissed by Paige after his match with Braun Strowman.
There's a cover of him on 2K17 floating around the internet. Daniel Bryan brought it up on Talking Smack.
Yeah. Unfortunately...
Yeah.
He never actually made it to the ring.
Yeah.
He was announced. He has a stellar theme song.
Sounds like a lot of crowd noise. He makes it about halfway down the ramp and then gets blasted from behind by The Miz.
Which is what happens to Maurice on a weekly.
Miz is a lucky man.
Unproportionately lucky.
So Miz proceeds to beat the hell out of James Ellsworth, hits skull-crushing finale on the walkway, tosses him to the outside where the referees are coming out to scoop up the rest of James Ellsworth. And Miz is like, yo, AJ, I'll be your tag team partner. And AJ's like, oh, thank God.
For 7-Eleven.
That's oh, thank heaven.
Oh.
It's okay. You worked at a different convenience store. You get those things confused sometimes.
Well, so does AJ.
Specifically
He's from Georgia.
AJ. So, yeah. Tag team match was good.
There's a Circle K's over there.
I was expecting Dolph Ziggler to get involved somehow, just because Miz was involved.
He didn't.
Miz didn't really play the very cowardice character that he usually does.
No, here's what Miz is doing. Miz is trying to do what Dolph Ziggler told him to do, but by his own means.
Yeah.
He's trying to show off, oh, I'm not a coward. I will get into a match. He decides, like, what better way to not prove you're a coward than teaming up with somebody who's about to face John Cena and Dean Ambrose. Pretty good move. You know, and it's a good way to stick it to Dolph Ziggler's face by going...
And Daniel Bryan's.
And it's like, hey, look, I'm doing exactly what you said, but not the way you said it, so fuck off, I have a hot wife.
Yeah, well, and it was a big middle finger to Daniel Bryan, because he's like, hey, see this guy that you thought was so funny to team up with AJ? I took him out, and now I'm taking the spot, and so now I'm going against everything that you wanted, so he's just middle fingers to everyone.
Yeah, and then Daniel Bryan's like, oh, I also have a hot wife. And then Dolph Ziggler's like, oh, I have top ramen for hair.
And John Cena's like, I'm dating Daniel Bryan's hot wife's sister, who's pretty hot also.
Dean Ambrose is like, you know that hot chick on Talking Smack? Dibs.
Yeah. And Miz went, well, shit. And I got hit with an AA. And I lost the match. As Dean Ambrose dove out onto AJ Styles. Face team picks up the win.
Shocker!
AJ walks away with his title. He's
the
cool.
biggest shocker was that when they came back from commercial break, the heel didn't have the babyface in a rest hold. They did win the Ascension versus the Hype Brothers, though.
The what?
I mean, the...
You just mixed up tag team matches.
Yeah, I meant the Ascension versus Heath Slater and Rhino.
Heath Slater. He's part of the Hype Brothers now.
The three-man brother band.
Three-man Hype band. No, so as AJ walked away and Cena was up on the ropes celebrating and stuff, he turns around and Ambrose is like, fuck you, and drops him with the dirty deeds. And the crowd straight turned on Ambrose. Like, thunderous boos towards Dean Ambrose, which they weren't too fond of John Cena at the beginning of the show, but when John Cena started throwing bombs at Dean Ambrose, all of a sudden Philly's like, you know what, we kind of like John Cena. This is kind of cool.
Well, I mean, they're in the John Cena area. They're in that side of the country, the New England states.
Yeah, but they weren't behind him at first, though. Dean Ambrose is getting a lot of residual hate for stuff and things, and it works in the favor of John Cena.
Yeah. For what he's getting the residual hate for, I'm not certain.
Because you fucking wrestling fans are fickle. Stop it.
I don't know. It is another thing, though. It's Philadelphia. They're a weird crowd.
That's true. They were very behind Rhino, because ECW.
Oh, yeah. That thing.
What
was that again?
What?
ECW?
ECW. It's kind of like Chikara. Just lots more blood. Very crazy, outlandish characters. Really,
I just thought it was Colin Delaney.
Well, he is an ECW, but there was an ECW.
Oh, that's the thing where Bobby Lashley was champion.
No, that's.
I don't remember Rhino being there.
WWE bought the ECW and then bastardized it, and that's where Bobby Lashley was champion.
Oh, TNA.
Yes.
Rhino was there before.
So was Broken Matt Hardy. They were all champions there. Thanks for watching the Smackdown Rundown.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Click all the links down in the description except for SoundCloud because it doesn't want to work this week. So you're not listening to us on podcast form. So that means you should just stay here on YouTube so you can watch all the other videos we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because up next we have the midweek wrap-up with episode 2 of Lucha Underground Season 3 and another episode of NXT. And then following that,
Cruiserweight Classic.
the live finale. We're getting a winner. We got Grand Metalik taking on Zack Sabre Jr. And then we got Kota Ibushi taking on TJ Perkins.
Those winners will face each other and determine, according to Mauro Ronaldo, who is the greatest cruiserweight in the world.
We will find out.
Plus, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa will be in tag team action.
Yeah, looking for another shot against the Revival.
Yeah.
No special videos coming out this week. Towards the end of the week, you should be getting the Backlash punishment. You'll find that over on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
Yeah, I gotta drink something gross.
Yeah, still trying to decide what that's gonna be. I got ideas. I ain't gonna tell you, but I got ideas. So you probably
You
got
don't
that.
raid my fridge?
No, maybe.
I might have what you're looking for. I'm just saying, I can save you some money.
You might have what I'm looking for. You might have the things I'm looking for. So yeah, check over to Reasonable Wrestling Fans for my punishment after losing SummerSlam.
I whacked him with the kendo
You
stick.
can check out our unboxing videos. You can check out our reaction video to the
You
final
can check out our
deletion.
boxing videos.
We don't have boxing videos
Oh.
yet.
Post in the comments if you want to see us box.
Sure. We have a ring we could do it in. Yeah, this one. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck the Hype Brothers.
Damn it, Ascension.